Hello friends, welcome to Technique. This is Normal here, and in this video we're going to do a detailed comparison of the Honor 10 Lite with the Honor 8X. So both these phones are priced below the 10-15k price segment, and both have quite similar specification. Both are powered by the Kirin 710 octa-core chipset. Both have pretty good camera setup. Now both also has EMUI out of the box, but there are differences as well. So in this video we'll analyze all the aspects and see which is the better device to buy and which one you should be buying below the 15k price segment out of these two phones. So let's get started. First up, let's have a look at the pricing. So the Honor 10 Lite base variant is priced 13,999, that's 14k, while the Honor 8X is priced 14,999, that's 15k. So there is just 1k difference between these two devices. So let's get started with the design and build quality. So design wise, we can see that both are quite different in terms of the design aspect. One is made of plastic material. You can see that this is polycarbonate material, which gives it a glass like finish with 8 layers of finish, and looks pretty premium as well with the dual tone coloring even for the plastic polycarbonate material. And the edges are also curved to give a good in-hand feel, and the sides also looks really premium. On the other hand, the Honor 8X is made of metal and glass, looks much more premium than the 8X because glass finishing gives it a good feel altogether. Both are kind of fingerprint magnet because of the glass like finishing on the 10 Lite and glass finishing on the 8X. Now both the phones have a good build quality, but we would say if you're looking for more premium build quality, then the Honor 8X makes sense. But having said that, the Honor 8X also has this disadvantage that being a glass, it can break easily. On the other hand, the 10 Lite does not have the issue of the back panel breaking, but then since it is being plastic material, it might scratch easily. So both the devices have their own pros and cons in terms of the build quality, but we feel the 8X is better here because of the premium glass and metal construction. Now you also see that in terms of the front panel design, the notch is something which is different on the 10 Lite because the notch is water drop notch, while on the 8X it is kind of slightly larger notch available. Now moving on to the display. Here we feel both these devices are pretty good with Full HD plus resolution display. Again, the notch plays an important part here because the notch on the 10 Lite is smaller. It gives more screen space, and apart from that, you can also see that the Honor 8X is larger display with a 6.5 inches screen size, while it's 6.21 on the 10 Lite. So again, if you're a person who loves watching a lot of movies and multimedia, then the 8X makes sense because of the larger display. But if you're a person who loves compact design, then the 10 Lite makes sense. Now the display quality is definitely great on both the phones. You can really see that both are equally good in terms of the performance and other aspects. So looks, display quality looks really good. Now moving on to the software. So while both the phones run on EMUI, here we have a major difference. We have EMUI 9.0 on top of Android Pie on the Honor 10 Lite, while we have Android 8.1 with EMUI 8.0. So here we have a major difference, Android Pie and also the newest version of EMUI. So that makes the 10 Lite superior in terms of software performance. While there isn't much of a difference in terms of the software performance as such, but definitely the advantage of having Android Pie out of the box is on the 10 Lite. And also the Pie update for the 8X will take time, at least 2-3 months it will take. So if you want the latest version of Android, definitely the 10 Lite makes sense, along with some of the optimization available in the Android 9.0 is available for the 10 Lite, while since it is Android Oreo, battery optimizations are not that present on the 8X. Now moving on to the performance aspect. So both the phones are powered by the Kirin 710 octa-core chipset. Both have 4 and 6 GB RAM variants available. Now in terms of the performance, we didn't see any major difference here. In terms of the day-to-day experience, both are equally responsive, does the job pretty well, and multitasking is also pretty good. RAM management is kind of okay on both the phones. Now when it comes to gaming, even though the larger display on the 8X helps in gaming, we found the gaming to be slightly more smoother on the 10 Lite, probably because of the Android 9.0 update and the new EMUI. We're not really sure about that, but the gaming felt a bit more smoother on the 10 Lite when compared to the 8X. But 8X also performs quite well in terms of the gaming experience. Now both the devices comes with 64 GB storage variant, and there is also offered with 6 GB storage. Now call quality and sound performance was quite okay on both the phones. Now moving on to the cameras. So we have a dual camera setup on both the phones. We have a 13 and 2 megapixel camera combination with f-stop 1.8 aperture on the 10 Lite, while we have a 16 and 2 megapixel camera combination on the 8X, again with f-stop 1.8 aperture. Now on the front panel we have a 24 megapixel AI camera with f-stop 2.0 aperture on the Honor 10 Lite, while we have a 16 megapixel camera with f-stop 2.0 on the 8X. Now looking at the camera samples taken with these two devices, it was quite surprising to see that the Honor 10 Lite performed slightly better than the Honor 8X in terms of the color reproduction. And also one thing to note was that when we reviewed Honor devices previously, the AI mode used to oversaturate the colors, but here with the 10 Lite, the saturation is not that much, and it looks much better in terms of the color reproduction, and colors are quite natural when compared to the Honor 8X. Even when you look at the low light performance, we felt that the 10 Lite has an advantage over the 8X. That's quite surprising actually, because the color reproduction was more accurate on the 10 Lite. Now again, the selfie performance, we felt the 10 Lite with the 24 megapixel selfie camera did better than the Honor 8X. So overall we feel the camera was kind of better on the Honor 10 Lite, which is kind of surprising because it's priced cheaper than the 8X, probably because of the new software algorithm. It works quite well. So that was the camera aspect of these two devices. Now finally, the battery life. So we have a 3400 mAh capacity battery on the Honor 10 Lite, while we have 3750 mAh capacity battery on the 8X. So battery capacity is higher on the 8X, and it also has to power a larger display. So we feel the battery performance is a tad superior on the 8X. But with 10 Lite, the EMUI, latest version of EMUI and the Android 9.0, it was almost similar to the 8X performance, even though the capacity was a tad smaller. So that was a detailed comparison of these two devices. So which one should you buy out of these phones? Now if you're looking for a cheaper budget offering, then obviously the 10 Lite makes sense. 10 Lite also makes sense because of a few other reasons, because the display notch is smaller, then it is a bit more compact and lightweight to use, then the software is the latest, camera we felt was a tad superior, and also gaming performance was a bit more refined than the 8X. So in those aspects the 10 Lite feels better. But when it comes to the 8X, we also have some good options here as well, including the build quality, which feels really superior, glass and metal construction, larger display for better multimedia experience. Then also battery capacity feels slightly better than the 10 Lite. So that was the detailed comparison of these two devices. So which one should you buy? That's a really tough choice to make. Here you need to decide what is your priority. If it is software, go with the 10 Lite. If it is camera, again go with 10 Lite. But if you are a person who wants to watch a lot of movies, multimedia, and want a really great looking smartphone, then the 8X makes sense for the additional 1K pricing. So that's all guys, hope you enjoyed watching this video. Do hit that like button and also hit the subscribe button for more videos. This is Namra signing off. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.